Sasha. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks for coming in today. Since this is our first counseling session, we just have a few things to go over before we get started. This is a consent to treatment form, so I just want you to read it over, make sure you understand everything. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, and then just sign the bottom.
Okay, thank you.
Perfect. So what brings you in today? What do you want to talk about?
I don't know, just some stuff going on at home right now. I live with my parents, and we live in Kingston, and I've been going to school. And I also have a 1-year-old daughter, so we all live together, and I just feel a little bit left out, I guess, right now.
Okay, so let's talk about that a little bit more. What's making you feel left out?
Ever since I had the baby, I've been living with my parents, and they've been there and helping me with pretty much everything with the baby, and let me go back to school so I didn't have to pay for childcare and stuff like that, and I don't have to pay for my rent. But they've just decided to make this big decision recently that I don't really know how to handle.
Okay, so what's that big decision? Tell me a little bit about that.
They want to move away from Kingston in 2 months.
Okay, that's a big change coming up for you. Yeah, I see a lot of anxiety about that coming up. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, it's been really hard on me because I just found out 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
So I'm pretty anxious about it.
Okay, so you just found out this big change is coming up. Your parents are planning on moving away. You have all these responsibilities here, and is it just kind of overwhelming for you, all of this kind of piled on you at once?
Yeah, I think so, and they don't want to take me with them either, so that's what's making me feel pretty left out.
Okay, and have you talked to them about that at all? Have they said they aren't going to bring you with them? Or?
Well, they seem pretty stressed out, in their own little world right now, so I don't really want to bring anything up yet to them.
So you haven't brought it up to them?
No, not yet.
So you feel just like you're handling this on your own? You haven't talked to them about it at all?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not used to having all the responsibility on me. I don't know how I'm going to be able to take care of the baby by myself.
Okay. So this is new things going on for you all over the place. And how old is your child? Tell me a little bit about that.
She's just turned a year old, and her name is Annabella, and she's a really good girl, but she doesn't sleep very well throughout the night, so my mom and dad help me with that so that I don't have to be totally exhausted when I go to school the next day. So that's another scary thing for me.
Okay. So you're dealing with the baby all by yourself with late nights, and I'm sure the cost and what else comes along with that?
The money is sort of the biggest thing, but they said they'd send me money for groceries, but that still doesn't cover I'm used to having money that I can spend and not have to worry about spending, and they're only going to send me enough for groceries. So, and another big thing is I have to look for apartments pretty soon.
Okay. So it sounds to me like you are not going to have any money for you anymore. It's all going to be just towards necessities.
Yeah, it's going to be tight, and I'm not used to that. I'm used to everything being stress free, and all this help and all this extra money to spend. And when I go to school, I like to 1 day a week just spend money on cafeteria food just once a week, and now I'm going to have to stop doing that too.
Okay. Yeah. So money's going to be a big issue coming up in the future. And have you done anything to prepare for that? Have you maybe gone to see a financial planner? Have you started to put some money away?
Not yet, because I'm struggling to accept it, and
Okay.
I just haven't really had the time to go book an appointment. And then when I tried to book an appointment, they said they weren't open or they weren't available for like another month, and that doesn't really give me a lot of time to deal with it.
Yeah. So it sounds to me maybe you're a little bit in denial of the whole situation. You don't really want to face it yet. You're hoping it just kind of goes away.
I'm kind of hoping that they just decide not to go.
Okay.
I know that's like far-fetched, but every day I just think like, why would they want to leave me and the baby at home?
Okay, so you feel a little forgotten, maybe neglected is a strong word for it.
Yeah.
But, okay.
I'm really used to literally having all the help in the world that I ever needed. It's going to be really scary to wake up in the morning and be totally exhausted from the night before, and then have to drive her to like a babysitter's while I go to school. Like, I'm just wondering if staying in school would be a smart decision to make.
Okay, so this sounds to me like a lot of anxiety again, worrying about the future, worrying about what's to come. So what would things look like without school in the picture?
I guess I'd have to find a job, a full-time job, and I'd have to find full-time care, which is also expensive, and the baby's dad has nothing to do with her, so, and I don't even know where he is, so it's not like I'm getting any financial support from him. So I guess I would just be struggling the rest of my life if I didn't stay in school.
Okay, so staying in school is a priority for you. You would like to stay in school.
Yeah.
And I'm sure through the school, maybe there are channels you could take through there with financial aid, or maybe they have some kind of daycare program. Have you looked into any of that at all?
Well, I know that the school used to have a daycare program, and they'd watch your kids while you were in classes and stuff like that for a really low price. But now they don't have it. They cut the program.
Okay.
So now I have to find, and I've heard daycares are really expensive these days. So I just don't know what I'm going to do by myself. I just can't believe that they would have just up and did this without talking to me about it and thinking about my feelings.
Yeah, okay, so let's bring it back a little bit. You said you haven't talked to them about it at all. So what would happen if you tried to express some of these feelings to them?
I feel like they wouldn't really, I think they would just keep the decision.
Yeah.
They'd keep the decision to go, and I don't think, and I feel kind of bad too, because I don't want to hold them back from living their lives because I have a baby.
But do you think having a conversation with them, just letting them know how you're feeling, would be holding them back?
Maybe not. I guess I could try and talk to them, be a good idea. I just don't know if I feel ready to.
Okay.
Because I feel more so angry right now than okay with it, and I'm just waiting for those feelings to go away because I don't want to have it blow up in my face if I go talk to them right now.
Okay. So let's talk about that anger. Have you had anger like this in the past?
Well, my parents and I didn't have a close relationship before I had the baby, so I was always really kind of angry at them, and now this is kind of bringing back those feelings that I had before.
So a little bit of past resentment is coming back and kind of building on what's happening now.
Yeah, because finally, for the past year, I felt taken care of and not neglected, and then now they're just doing it again, is what it seems to me.
Okay.
I'm not really sure what to do with it.
Okay. So you're kind of in a tough spot here, and you have to make a decision on whether you want to take the risk and talk to them, or just kind of keep all those feelings bottled up again.
Yeah, I guess, maybe I can just think about the positives of the situation for them and not just think about myself, so that when I do talk to them, it's not so hard and I'm not going to be so angry. I am an adult now, and I need to realize that I'm not their little baby anymore to take care of.
Yeah. And what are some constructive ways that you've dealt with anger in the past? Can you think of any?
kind of bottle things up and then explode. And it's not good because I don't let anybody talk. Like, it's just me screaming and yelling all this stuff that if I bottled up, and it makes no sense to anybody, and I lose friends in the process, and I lose people in the process, and I've like destroyed my relationship with my parents almost before because of it. So I don't know. That's why I'm just like waiting until the feelings kind of like go away and I start thinking of better things.
With my personal experience with feelings, it's not good to keep them bottled up. We have to kind of find constructive ways to deal with them. So maybe we could look at that. We could look at some inexpensive things that you could do in the community to help reduce your anger.
Yeah, that'd be good. I just need to be able to make sure I have the time to do that stuff.
Maybe there's something you could do with your child.
That's actually a really good idea, and then we can foster like a more independent relationship together probably that way.
Yeah, and then definitely just keeping it inexpensive because we don't want to cause any more stress for you or anything.
I just feel like I'm going to need a lot more support. I'm going to need some support because I've been like, they've been my crutch for everything this whole time, so I don't really know if I'm going to be a good mom when they're gone.
And where could you reach out for that support? Are there friends or other family members or someone?
My friends are kind of, I don't know, fake. They're not really there for me. They say they are, but they're not, and I can tell. And my other family, they live kind of far away. But I know if I needed something, they'd be there.
Okay. So that's good to know just in the back of your mind if you did get put in a really tight spot, you aren't alone.
Yeah. I think I need to start making more friends too that have kids so that I don't feel so excluded, I guess.
And taking that back to finding something in the community you can do with your daughter, I'm sure that would open up a pathway to meet other mothers, fathers in the same situation as you.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah. Okay, so just to sum up, you're going through a tough time right now. You're put in a difficult situation with your parents leaving soon. You have a lot of anxiety. You're worrying about the future, what's to come. It's going to be the first time you're on your own with your daughter. You're losing your major support system. You're going to have to deal with new things. Finances are going to be more difficult. Dealing with daycare is going to be more difficult. Dealing with school is going to be more difficult, and all of this is going to keep bottling up inside of you, so really working to find the healthy release for that anger, for those emotions.
Yeah, I think, being angry all the time is something I'm going to have to like work on the most.
Yeah, okay. So there's definitely things we can do. We can look into resources in the community, find you healthy outlets for the anger. Is there anything else that you want to talk about? Is there anything else that's troubling you?
I think that's the biggest thing. I'm doing really well in school right now and everything like that, so that's okay. And I have my own car, so that's another positive.
Okay.
And I just I'm hoping we can maybe book another appointment.
Yeah, and also maybe if you just gave your teachers a heads up of what's to come in the future, they might be a little bit more lenient with due dates, or if you can't make it to class one day. I think
I never thought of that before.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I definitely think we should book another appointment, and we can continue to talk about all these things, especially with your parents moving, the date being so close. We have 2 months to kind of talk about financial aid, talk about activities to do in the community. You can vent your anger to me.
Okay, sounds great.
Okay, so thank you very much for coming in today, Megan. It was nice to meet you.
Thanks for having me in here.
Thank you.